Hello there, this is Retro Spirits Guided, and this is Final Fight 2 on the Super Nintendo, aka Super Famicom, aka SNES, aka SNES. This is by Capcom. Capcom's logo is flashing at me. Dirty logo. Right, here we have Cody punching a disabled man through a window. That's politically incorrect, isn't it? We have the three main protagonists in Final Fight, pictured with Hager's daughter. Guy was not in the first conversion of Final Fight on the SNES, so he is, I suppose, photobombing there, and we have set that photo on fire. We have a dude who looks a bit like Khan from Wrath of Khan, Star Trek 2, and some other dudes that, it has to be said, look like they're up to no good, on a banded green gradient background. Looks like a little old man there, look, just kind of ducking down. Guy with a massive quiff. Hacker's on the phone again, he's always on the blower, this dude. He's just super busy. He's calling, that's Mackie. Mackie's doing all the talking. She's giving him what for, and he looks very grumpy. His daughter keeps possibly getting kidnapped. I don't know what the plot of this is. It's in Japanese, as you can see, because I've got the Super Famicom version, which comes in a beautiful orange box. Here's Hager again, looking like he can crush walnuts between his teeth. He's that peed off. What's that guy's name? Carlos. There's Carlos there, with his moon face, his face that's shaped like a crescent moon. Oh, Hager's eyes set on fire, and have made the letter number 2, which has turned into solid silver. Right, let's go into the option mode. We've got stereo music. I want extra joy. There's extra joy in there. You can turn the extra joy on, you have much more fun. I don't know what that means. Right, we've got 3 characters to select here, and a 2-player mode in Final Fight 2. Lovely stuff. And I've picked Carlos here for the most boring gameplay imaginable. So, Final Fight is a scrolling fighting game in which you punch gangs of very similar looking bad guys over and over again through different, in this case, world locations. Previously, the Mad Gear gang was situated entirely in Metro City. This game is set, well, first level's in China and the second level's in France. So you're on a globe-trotting adventure here to find something. A MacGuffin. Hager's daughter? Maybe. You go... Where else do you go? I think you go to the UK, in which you fight a clown, and potentially somewhere else, which I can't remember. You fight a dude at an Air Force base. Is that Paris? That might be Paris. Anyway, you get up to 3 enemies on the screen at the same time, trying to attack you. Sort of punch you in the back of the head whilst you're not looking. Carlos here has very similar fighting styles to Cody or Guy from the original game, although Mackie's got Guy's triangle jump. So you've got 3 protagonists here, and Hager, as usual, is the most entertaining one to use because of his throws and screw pile driver. But you might find it easier to get through the game. When I say you, I mean people in general, with one of the faster characters, as you can punch faster. The bin fire there. And we've picked up a knife from another bin. I'm sure most people in this world do keep their daggers in oil barrels. I tried to triangle jump off the wall there a little time ago. Did you notice that? Didn't work because Carlos can't do that. Only Mackie can do it. And to what end and what use, I'm not entirely sure. As you can see, the graphics in this game are sort of tatty. Like this whole scene here doesn't look particularly well drawn. What I will say for it is, it's less buggy than the original Final Fight, less sluggish, so it plays faster. The music is actually okay on this. It has some of the original tunes from Final Fight sort of redone, so that's fine, but it also has the same sort of instrumentation that you'd find on most Capcom games. The two-player gameplay is actually okay, but it's just never that much of a challenge of only 3 enemies attacking you at any one point, which kind of goes against the whole Final Fight ethos, in my mind anyway, where it used to flood the screens full of bad guys for you to punch to a bloody pulped mess. The character designs in this game also are not as iconic as the original Final Fight. You do get Andor in here, but the equivalents of, say, 2P, Poison, Hollywood, it's just not as good. Not as good in this game. I don't know why. Why the original cast is better designed when they're just kind of, well, you know, Brett is just like a standard dude in a denim jacket, and yet he's still got more personality than most of these dudes. So I don't know. I do quite like the bosses in this game, although there is one which looks a bit like, I don't know how to describe him really. He's a bit like the dude from the Goonies. It's like massive, wears a stripy shirt. Yeah, so the bosses are a very varied bunch of huge, well, large, freaky sprites, which is all well and good. You can pick up weapons in this like you do in the previous Final Fight. They're all pretty useless, really. Apart from the knives, because you can throw the knives at people. That's all fine. And generally the game isn't that tough once you've played it a few times and got used to it. So, you know, I haven't picked this game up to play it for a long time, so this is kind of my first go in a couple of years. As I normally play Haga, I'm used to the screw pile driver, but this guy's moves are boring. Just jabbing the fire button repeatedly, ending it with a throw. It's just cut and paste that all day long. Most levels have multiple scenes to fight through, and the music changes up depending on the level, which is also a nice touch. One thing I will say about this is it overstays its welcome. The levels go on too long. Whereas you do get some visual variety, like you did in the original Final Fight, it just feels laborious to play through. It's fine, it's just not the best scrolling fighter on the SNES, but it's okay. It's kind of, like I said, the controls are better than the first game. They're not so laggy, and so it does feel sort of more responsive. But it doesn't have the iconic characters, environments, and tunes of the first one. So takes your pick, really. I paid £20 for this a fair few years ago now, and up until recently, you could buy this in Japan new. And the last time I actually went to Japan, which was a year ago, they had copies of this for 4,000 something yen, sort of new, which equates to about 25 quid. So I imagine they're all been sold now, because, you know, Final Fight 2 is the game that everybody wants to play on the SNES. It's not that good, is it? This boss here, 1-1, is massive, isn't he? Look at him. It's like he's got a cleaver. He's gonna chop you up like freaking liver and stick you in a stew. He wants to eat your face. Is it worth 20 quid? I would say probably, if you've got 2 players. If you've got 2 people that want to play it, it can be quite fun. And, you know, it's fine. It's Final Fight-ish. Especially if you pick Haga. It's a physical item, obviously. You get your cartridge, your box, and your instruction manual for 20 quid. Oh, that's nice, isn't it? Tasty. Yes, I'm a collector. I want to see that on my shelf. And the box art's alright. So from a collection point of view, that's groovy. But I don't think you're going to get this for 20 quid now. I think you're going to find second-hand copies are going to be like 40 quid. And I would not pay 40 quid for this. I am afraid. I'm afraid in general. I'm just scared of everything. Like, ooh, there's a cup. Oh, I'm scared. No, I'm being facetious. Have a comedic effect. Hilarious. What I've got on here, I've just noticed this. I've got the Super... I'm placing the Super NT, and I've got the 64 sprite tiles on, so that means there's no sprite glitching. If you are playing this on a standard SNES, you get flickery graphics like people's legs disappear and shit. That's no good, is it? We've got some Japanese plot here. We've got the number 3 in there, or the letter 3 as I referred to numbers earlier, because my brain doesn't work. We've got the letter 3 there again. It's a number, you crazy fool. Just say number 3. And we've arrived in France at 5 PM. We won't show how we got there. We will just fade to black and then fade back up. We're in Paris. Don't need more than that, do you? Don't need more information than that. The barrels are hilarious in this game. If you keep a barrel on the screen, it means you only get attacked by 2 people rather than 3, because, I don't know, sprite limits, slow down. Not entirely sure. Yeah, presentation wise, like I say, the characters are kind of okay, the backgrounds are sort of bad. And there's no other way of dressing that really. It's not a looker of a game. Not compared to something like Turtles or Batman Returns or what other scrolling beam-ups have I got? Things like maybe Undercover Cops even? It's tidier than Undercover Cops, I'll give it that. And it's colourful, so there is that. This soundtrack for this level, I hate this tune. I've always hated this tune. Part of it reminds me of, and this is random, part of it reminds me of the Total Recall movie when they visit Venusville. So those who know the Total Recall movie, the Arnold Schwarzenegger original, pretty damn well, will know what I'm talking about, but probably not think this song sounds like the Venusville music. But anyway, that's just me. I will share no more of those asides with you, as they're not interesting and slightly odd. This game's okay. I think you got average reviews back in the day. You got sort of, well, just above average, sort of in the 70s, and that's fine. I would say it's an average game. So if I was scoring it out of 10, an average would be 5 out of 10, right? So this game's like a 5 out of 10 game. There you go. Final Fight 2 lovers out there are probably incensed at me saying that now, but it is fairly dull, isn't it? Why would I continue playing this after playing through this slogathon of a level which just continues in this vein for the next 10 minutes? I don't know, it's just the combat's not detailed enough to make it entertaining, really. So that's where the 2-player mode comes in. That's why you must have 2 players to play this game. You know, all the accidental hitting each other stuff, that's always fun in games. People love doing that, don't they? Oh, sorry, I've nicked your food. I needed that because I was going to die. Yeah, but I was just standing there and it just landed on me. Sorry, I picked it up. All that kind of shizzle. That happens in 2-player games. Yeah, you get that. But there's just not enough enemy characters coming on to make your continued existence a problem, really, in this universe. Because it's fairly easy. Until they get to the bosses, obviously the bosses can mess you up. So there is that. That's Final Fight 2. It's alright. It's alright. Alright. Catch you later. Ta-ra.
you